What if I told you there's a silent killer inside your company right now, devouring up to 40% of your IT budget and driving your best people out the door? In this video, I'll break down the top 5 symptoms of technical debt, backed by fresh 2025 data from McKinsey, Gartner, and Stripe, showing the real business damage like lost revenue and delay. You'll get practical fixes for each, drawn from my agency's playbook, plus a step-by-step framework to measure, prioritize, and wipe out technical debt fast. And on top of that, I'll reveal how simple live charts make this accessible to everyone, tech whiz or not. First, let's get straight to the point. Technical debt is the pileup of shortcuts in your code and systems, rushed hacks that work now but cost you big in hard cash later. It's like taking out a high-interest loan. You get a quick win today, but the longer you wait to pay it back, the more it costs you in the long run. McKinsey's 2025 Technology Trends Outlook report puts technical debt at 20 to 40% of your entire tech estate's value before depreciation, while Gartner warns that this year, 70% of CIOs will face intense pressure to cut technical debt amid digital acceleration. Analysis by the Software Improvement Group shows technical debt devours up to 40% of IT budgets on average, turning potential growth into endless firefighting. All that data confirms one thing: a quick fix today inevitably creates a crippling financial burden that actively holds your business back tomorrow. So, what's the key to managing technical debt? Track the debt transparently so non-technical folks can see the impact too. Otherwise, the problem festers in the shadows, but we'll cover the exact process later. Now, moving on to the first symptom of technical debt. Skyrocketing maintenance and support costs are draining your IT budget like a leaky tap. And just like a drip you ignore, that slow drain feels minor at first. It quickly adds up to a flood of wasted resources and wasted time. As debt builds, you're throwing money at fixes instead of features. The Developer Coefficient report from Stripe, one of the world's largest payment processing providers, found developers waste 42% of their week alone on technical debt and bad code. This means they're not just wasting time, they're throwing away 13.5 hours every single week just to clean up. McKinsey estimates 10 to 20% of new product budgets actually get hijacked for resolving issues, while overall debt can hike costs by up to 60% in software upkeep. At JDD Agency, we track the issues with a live chart everyone sees, especially our clients. Time spent on bugs versus new development. For us, when it tips over 15%, alarm bells ring, way before the industry average. Tackling the issues gives my team plenty of time to locate what's causing the increase and resolve it before it gets out of hand. The key isn't just to fix it, it's to get a measurable framework to eliminate this burden for good. For executives, don't just think of technical debt as a cost. Instead, frame it as a strategic investment. You have to create a dedicated budget for modernizing your systems, with clear goals for return on investment. Basically, you need to show that this investment will pay off. This approach isn't just theory. For example, one McKinsey client set up a top-level committee that included their COO and CFO. Their direct involvement helped break down roadblocks and ensured business leaders were fully aligned with technical goals. This initiative didn't just deliver, it revolutionized their code base, eliminating a stunning 94% of outdated code and saving millions in the process. On the practical side, fixing technical debt is all about building better habits. Here's a simple 2-step plan you can start today. 1. Dedicate time to code cleanup. In every work cycle, what some teams call a sprint, set aside time to go back and clean up any messy code. Think of it as tidying up your workspace. A few minutes now save you hours of searching later. 2. Automate your checks. Set up a system for automated testing and deployment. This is how you can catch problems the minute they appear, so you can fix them on the spot. Remember, addressing issues early can cost up to 100 times less than fixing them later. To put these practical principles into action, our agency uses tools like SonarQube and Codana to automatically scan our code for unnecessary complexity and potential problems, addressing them early before they grow out of control. Building on that idea of a strategic investment, the second symptom of technical debt: slower time to market. This is where technical debt hurts your business. When your team is busy fixing old problems, you can't ship new features as fast, leaving you to fall behind competitors. Debt directly impacts development cycles, with teams wasting huge amounts of time on issues, not just adding weeks to your launches, but actually stealing months from your calendar and costing you a fortune. Yes, in real money. This isn't just an exaggeration. In fact, reasonable estimates are that in 2025, technical debt will be shifting 40% of IT budgets from innovation to maintenance. At JDD Agency, we monitor this trend closely with live charts showing the cycle time and lead time for every single task. Any spikes are immediately visible to the whole team, signaling when debt is creeping in. It's not too late to turn it around. Executives should prioritize sustainable speed, allocating 10% of each project to debt reduction and requiring CEO sign-off for new shortcuts. Tactically, adopt microservices for modularity. Also, you can actually use Codex from ChatGPT to analyze your entire code base and ensure flexibility is architected into the code, giving everyone, even non-technical people, clarity and confidence that you can pivot towards new features without the whole system slowing you down. Which naturally leads us to our third symptom: frequent bugs, outages, and customer frustration that erodes your customer loyalty. Fragile code means more downtime. Late fixes cost 10 times more, and it's been shown that 73% of customers bail after one bad experience. At JDD, we use LogRocket to tell us about bugs that occur before the customer even has time to complain, alongside daily automated tests to check for any regression when new code is added. The executive fix: make quality a KPI, optionally tied to bonuses. Ramp up automated tests and observability by scanning for flaws routinely. It's like vaccinating your system against failure epidemics. If you found these strategies for solving technical debt insightful so far, hit subscribe. I post weekly videos turning tech traps into breakthroughs, and if it ever misses the mark, unsubscribe anytime, no worries. Now, the fourth symptom is a direct consequence: developer burnout and talent turnover. It's the point where debt frustrates developers. Stack Overflow's 2024 survey showed it as the top gripe for 63% of developers, with 90% of workers annoyed by bad tech, 50% even eyeing the exit. Research shows interruptions from debt cause attention residue, a concept that anyone working with the development team needs to understand. Think of it as part of your mind staying stuck on the previous task after you switch. In 2009, Sophie Leroy showed that when you switch tasks, part of your attention stays stuck on the previous task, which impairs performance on the next one. Exactly what those interruptions do to developers. A related joint study by Gloria Mark of the Department of Informatics at the University of California and Daniela Gudith and Ulrich Klock from the Institute of Psychology at Humboldt University in Berlin found it takes 23 minutes on average to fully resume a task after an interrupt, so the productivity hit is real. And how do you fix the increasing interruptions? As executives, foster a culture of valuing developer experience. Track time on new work versus bugs so you have a gauge for the situation, and budget for the tools developers need to manage issues easily. Above all, protect your development team from distractions. Try and make sure that all bugs are time-boxed into a certain period of the day, meaning they can focus on new development without getting distracted. Additionally, to keep morale up within the team, you can rotate tasks, start pair programming on debt, and celebrate refactors. It turns your team from firefighters to innovators. And that brings us to the fifth symptom: stifled innovation and flexibility that cost you the competitive edge. Rigid systems block pivots. Boeing and the Department of Defense ran a study that showed debt limits scalability, with examples like BlackBerry's fall from grace. BlackBerry's inability to modernize its software, laden with legacy mobile operating system debt, led to a devastating decline in user satisfaction and a complete loss of market share to iPhone and Android. In general, when a significant portion of IT resources is tied up feeding and caring for old systems, there is little room left for R&D or bold new initiatives. The company becomes less innovative and slower than rivals, a direct path to losing customer loyalty and watching your business crumble. At JDD Agency, we follow Agile, a flexible and collaborative approach to project management that originated in software development, but is now used in many industries, which allows us to have regular deliverables and assessments to evaluate priorities and move faster than the market. Ensuring senior developers are trained in concepts like solid principles that keep code flexible and maintainable over time is the best insurance. Executive action for stifled innovation and inflexibility is to fund renewal strategically, set debt reduction goals, and use an agency that has proven experience to vet new technical team members, as a bad hire will inevitably lead to further bad hires downstream. Get the right people on board and set your development guidelines so everyone follows the same principles. Now that you clearly understand the problem with technical debt, it's time to take control. Here's a straightforward 5-step framework to help you fix technical debt for good. Step 1. Measure it. Use tools like SonarQube or Codana, which are software scanners that check your code quality, to create a simple debt balance sheet report, focusing on your most important systems or apps. Step 2. Prioritize it strategically. Get your top executives, like the CEO, CFO, and CIO, involved in overseeing using key performance indicators such as cost of delay, which calculate how much money you're losing by putting off fixes. Step 3. Clean up regularly. Set aside dedicated time in your development work periods, called sprints, to rewrite and improve messy code, and automate the process with tools like continuous integration, continuous delivery pipelines that run tests and deploy changes smoothly. Step 4. Change your team's habits. Make sure everything is well documented. Break your systems into smaller, easier to manage pieces, and add debt-fixing tasks to your project planning lists. Step 5. Monitor openly. Use live dashboards or charts on visualization systems like Tableau that everyone in the company can see. Connecting the tech fixes directly to real business results like cost savings or faster launches. The risks are minimal with this simple 5-step framework. For a complete toolkit to get you started today, check the links in the description. You'll find a direct link to the full McKinsey 2025 report, free guides for tools like SonarQube, and a private strategy session to audit your systems and unlock your full potential. In this tech-driven world, winners pay down debt proactively. Ignore it and watch rivals outpace you while your budget bleeds. If you found this useful, chances are a colleague needs the wake up too. Share this video and let's clear the debt fog together.